Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I can finally make a video on Spot because he is now available for free for the next 2 weeks, more or less. So make sure you get on down to doing the token event. It's live right now. Like I said, it's live for the next about 13 days, 14 days. And basically you get 50 tokens per day. You should have 50 by the end of today. And it's the generic token shop in every other way that we're used to, and this is the very, very good token shop that we want to see every update, where you can get a premium card, and you should be choosing the random premium card for 650 tokens. I'm not going to go through and talk about all of the different rewards. I'm just going to very quickly laugh at the people who buy this and then get mad when they get one of the 50% chance to get shit CTPs, when they basically they do a coin flip and then they get a bad CTP, and then I laugh at them. And then, yeah, the artifacts are pretty dog as well. So, yeah, there's really no reason to choose anything other than the premium card. However, this time around, we have the icon looks pretty cool. This time around, we have something new. 5 spot bios for 50 tokens. Now, if you have been playing for a long time, but you missed the part a couple years ago where they basically reduced the cost of characters to be built by 50%, then you'll forget that we don't need 10 biometrics anymore to build a character. You only need 5 biometrics. Now, the game sort of stops you from making this mistake anyways, because there's a limit of 1. You can only buy Spot once. But just in case people are wondering, that's basically how it is now. So you buy Spot once for 50 tokens, and it's strategically priced at 50 tokens, meaning if you get all 700 tokens, you can still purchase the premium card or the CTP or the mega tier 2 ticket, I guess, if you really wanted to. So kudos to the devs for literally making Spot free. Kind of sucks that he is only free like a week after the update has landed, but that's a whole other thing. And then essentially what you're going to do from there, if you want to build up Spot, of course, is because you're going to have a 1-star Spot if you buy his 5 bios from the shop with those 50 tokens. You're going to use either regular rank up tickets or a mega rank up ticket. And then from there, of course, you're going to hit it with a mega tier 2 ticket if you wanted to get him to tier 2 to then be able to transcend him. Now, we can't show you anymore because they're gone, but before the Spider-Man agility chests were here, there were other chests. It was like the Spot immortality chests or some shit, and those gave you a chance to get either 100 or 200 bios of Spot. That was how most people, including myself, that's how almost everyone, including myself, was able to build up Spot in advance. So that's why I have him already transcended. I'm ranked 332. You can see there we've gone with a lot of physical attack Uru and HP Uru. That is my advice for how to build him, just because he's going to get a lot of buffs from his stats and his skills, so you don't have to worry too much. Like, he gets 30% crit rate there, and then he gets some ignore dodge and dodge there. So it's very easy to cap out his dodge and his crit rate through his passives and his skills. So you really only have to worry about the crit damage. Like, as you can see here, I'm over capped by 10% on his dodge, and then we're soft capped on his crit rate by 5%, and everything else is over capped. As far as the character goes, when you transcend him, you're basically getting a pretty good villain. Now, to put that into perspective, I put him up against Green Goblin, and I'll show you guys the clip now. I put him up against Green Goblin in ABX. Now, to be fair, Green Goblin does have a mighty CTP of Judgment, and I also have a lot of practice playing with Green Goblin. And Green Goblin, because he has such an amazing passive, is basically like a triple passive, triple support buff character, whereas Spot is not. He's only like a double support. The other thing to note is that Spot didn't have and doesn't have burn. He does, but we'll get into it when we fight with him in the actual matches here. Basically, Spot couldn't cancel ABX for himself, so I was switching to Green Goblin to cancel for him. He did a pretty good job, I'm not gonna lie, especially since he did all that with a 180 proc obelisk. But I don't think he's going to keep up fully with a character like Green Goblin. But that is to be expected of a character that doesn't have a uniform. I think for the fact that he doesn't have a uniform, he is very, very strong. I think people forget about that. And his cost is not that high if you have the tickets for him. If you have the Mega Tier 2 tickets, if you have the Mega Rank Up tickets. Obviously, if you don't have those tickets, then they're much better saved for very high value premium characters like Valkyrie. Obviously save for those characters. But if you have a surplus of those, Spot is a great option because you don't have to spend 1,000 crystals later on to get his uniform. First off, we're going to test him against Null. We're going to do a classic 0 support, 0 leadership setup. And we're going to do 3 cancel 4, or sorry, 6 cancel 3, cancel 4, cancel 5. And he one-shots. Okay, that's pretty cool. Neat. So yeah, the regular rotation is just 3 cancel 4, cancel 5. It's very straightforward. And then you just proc on 5. And yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. We're just using some ignore dodge strikers and some increased damage to villain strikers. Pretty good. Like I said, pretty good for a character that has no uniform. Not bad at all. That's really where people forget the value lies. Now, the issue with Spot, really the only issue, because he's very proc friendly, is that his 6th skill with Scorpion lasts a really long time. It has a really long animation, and it also leaves a lingering explosion, which will then trigger your next proc. Now, he does get invincibility on his regular combo, so he's super easy to play. I'm really happy with this as sort of the new barometer for new characters that are coming out, because prior to Spot, we had shit like M'Baku and Cassie, who are just literally, you know, just garbage tier characters. M'Baku's a really good support, of course, but only for specific content where he can support. I mean, as a damage dealer, he's just not there. And then Cassie is literally neither. She's not a damage dealer or a support. So this is a massive step up, in my opinion. Does Spot compete with the top tier villains in Marvel Future Fight? No, right? He doesn't have a uniform. He doesn't have any of that stuff, right? But as far as compared to the recent characters we've gotten, I mean, the only other comparison I could make to Spot that's fair is Polaris. Now, Polaris, I would say, is better than Spot because she has a leadership and a support. But in terms of damage, they're not that far off. And whereas Polaris is not that proc friendly, Spot is proc friendly. And he always has the opportunity later on to get a bit more of a buff when he gets a uniform, if he gets another upgrade. People are looking at Beyond the Spider-Verse potentially, because if you've seen Across the Spider-Verse, Spot doesn't actually get defeated in the movie. It's a minor spoiler, but it doesn't really tell you all that much. But having the counterattack, having the ignore targeting, having all these buffs, 35% heal, you know, he is set up in a way that he could absolutely become a menace. You know, 5-second invincibility on the 5th skill. Very, very strong foundation for a character. Very, very strong. So we're going to put him through his ropes a little bit more here. But I'm absolutely happy with what I've seen thus far. Survivability check here on stage 44 of Mephisto. I'm also going to try and see if we can showcase how the 6th skill interrupts or sort of triggers the next proc unexpected or unfortunately. You can see there the explosion from the tank. It really is sort of up to RNG. You can sort of line up your next proc because he has pretty short cooldowns, or you can miss it. But hey, we're in the next phase, which is absolutely bonkers. I don't have to tell you guys, but about a year ago, before tier 4s were introduced, and to be frank, there's not many villain tier 4s anyways, but the only characters who were really crushing this stage for, you know, at a reasonable level were characters like Electro. So to compare a premium character who also has a uniform, right, to a character that you can actually get for free in Spot, I think is a massive, massive upgrade. And I'm pretty sure Electro was doing that with a CTP as well. You can see just a 180 proc, how much damage that's doing and how much work it's doing for Spot here. I think is pretty impressive. Now, obviously, we're using Green Goblin. Great leadership, great support, right? We're basically double dipping on that. But, man, Spot, like, I don't think you can ask really for more from a character unless you're going to expect massive power creep that's going to invalidate a lot of other characters, which we also don't want to see, right? So we're gonna not press the 6th skill. I don't think we need it here to creep our way into the last phase. Okay, we got tornadoed, unfortunately. All right, we lost about 5 seconds there, but that's just totally fine. He's cruising here. We're 90 seconds in. You know, 0 survivability issues, which is fantastic. Big pop off on the damage here. 6+ bars. We're just going to really quickly... Oh, let's see if we survive this one. We did. Nice. We didn't miss our proc either, which is great. Absolutely solid. Good tracking. Surprisingly good tracking. I actually didn't know Spot had good tracking like that. And we're not even taking advantage of his third skill to make him counterattack, right? Oh, he's enraged here. We're going to pop off. Nice. Nice. Yeah, solid tracking, I would say. Let's go, Spot. Let's go. Great tracking, bro. And he can just ignore... Wow, he can actually just ignore Mephisto and all these slams and shit because of the tracking. We had a bit of an unfortunate press there where 3 and 4 didn't go off. That was stupid as hell. I don't know what happened there. I pressed 3 and 4 and only 5 decided to do anything. That's fine. This was super easy. And I really can't go back and look a year ago how much harder this content was for just speed villains. Frankly, for premium speed villains like Electro. We just crushed that easily. And this is without a CTP of energy or something like that, right? Without an actual like stacked build. Also, keep in mind we're not using any tier 4s in the striker list for any like damage shenanigans to prop up Spot's damage artificially. Let's see what we get here. We get about a bar, almost 2 bars. You can see the tracking on the 6th skill is not very good. The explosion is still in the middle there where we started. But that's just sort of the way that it is. Let's see here. He's going to go into his first phase. Now, Spot's going to have some issues with keeping Ultron from accumulating. I think his damage is good enough, but the issue is just you have to keep hitting him without pause, and that's not really the best option for regular damage proc type characters. But hey, the damage is absolutely there. You just have to use 2. Ooh, that's dirty. Ooh, that was dirty. Oh, that looks so sick. I don't know. That looked really sick to me. It was like he was trying to escape Spot, but he couldn't. No, Spot. No. No. I was not. All right, that was kind of bullshit, but we're back in basically the same position, the same situation. So let's go ahead and see how he does here. He's got those long, stretchy arms. All right. We get 1 kick in. Nice. I think a lot of people forget how to play Ultron. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go and pop off. Let's go, baby. It's all Spot. It's Spot's world. We're just living in it. I really wish his awakening didn't have that issue, though. Like, he still does some good damage, but instead of getting 2 bars, you get about a bar and a 6th when he procs early. The reason why you still get some decent damage when you miss Spot's proc is because he has a 120 proc on his 5th skill. So, although I think he's very proc friendly, you could absolutely use him with something like a CTP of Rage because he's still going to have a lot of damage increase there to sort of pair with the Rage. Let's go ahead and pop off here. Yo, a character with no uniform. Now, we actually want Ultron to dash so that he doesn't proc, the obelisk. Weirdly enough, though, we did proc. Okay. Oh, he tanked that. Nice. 50k heal. 50k heal, bro. How are people not happy with this character? 2 third skills, and I'm at full health from basically 0. That's nutty, dude. That's nutty. He's got great burst damage. Look at that. Look at all that burst damage just from the time when Ultron is optimizing, right? And all that lingering damage on... Oh, we're not going to fall for this again. Nope. No, sir. Yo, Spot's great, man. Spot's great. He's not going to break the meta. We know that. But I think he's a fantastic character for what you're getting and what you're investing. I think the investment level is fantastic, bro. Super tanky, super easy to play, super fun. A lot of supers, but very fun to play. You know, very unique animations as far as going into the spotted dimension goes. And he actually has the opportunity for buffs, right? Like, he has the opportunity for future value, whereas some of these characters we know, like, they're never going to get anything ever again, which is kind of sad. But, yeah, bro, Spot. Let's go! Spot it up, baby. So, yeah. That's Spot. That's how to build him. and that's the sort of build I would recommend. I know that he has iframe ignore and counterattack, which leads a lot of people to believe that he could be good for PvP, but in my opinion, it's impossible to be good for PvP without a uniform unless you have a revive like Gore. So I'm not even going to. I was thinking about it. I was thinking of slapping like a mighty something or other on him, like an authority or regen, and testing that out. But I don't think it's worthwhile because he just doesn't have enough HP. As you can see on his stats here, he's got under 20,000 and the energy defense. He does have a lot of HP for a transcended character, 107,000, but that is also because I've given him all of those HP Urus. I think you could maybe make something work for him in like an Alliance Conquest situation for sure. But in Timeline Battle, where he's up against tier 4 Genes and tier 4 Atoms and stuff like that, he's going to get shredded. And of course, if you need a speed type, there's Spider-Man. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to try and position Spot versus Spider-Man. So yeah, I still think he's a great character. I would just say have fun with him, build him for PvE, and don't set your expectations too high. And I think you'll have a great time as I have. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Spot, Dr. Umar? No, I don't know what his name is. I can't remember. Ullman. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.